Hi, everybody. My name is Sarah, and this is Pearls of Wisdom and Food with Carnivore, Carnivish, and a Keto Lifestyle. I'm so glad you're here. I don't have any fancy graphics or things that just come in and move and music and going fast, going slow. I don't have any of that. What I got is me and a black coffee and some pearls of wisdom. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Why not? What else were you doing with your coffee this morning? I know your head is waking up and it's getting busy and you're kind of putting your day in. You're hearing my voice. It's like, okay, all is well with the world. It's another ordinary day. And guess what we do on an ordinary day? I know one person out there that knows. We chop wood and carry water. CWCW. That's what we do. And we want to be in that place where we can chop wood and carry water and just get on with our day. Have you ever had a stressful day or been, deathly ill, that horrible, like the flu or, some sort of bodily thing that keeps you from exercising or getting out of bed or any of those things, and how you wished for just an ordinary day? A lot of us have them. And we do anything to go back to being able to chop wood and carry water. Back in my younger days, I had this woman, and she was a well-published author. She had like 6 or 7 books. She lived out in Arizona, which is like a mecca for creative people. She was a wonderful, beautiful soul, and she would send me a copy of her book every time she had a new one come out. And she would always just talk about chopping wood and carrying water. And so that was like maybe 20 years ago for me, maybe 25 years ago. And I didn't understand the value of that, of course, because, I was in my 40s. And of course, even in your 40s, you think you got plenty of time to take care of that, plenty of time to change the diet, plenty of time to exercise, plenty of time to save money for retirement. You thought you had plenty of time. And so she would always say, chop wood, carry water. And it's like, oh, some people say when I go to an AA meeting or something, it's about doing the next right thing. Isn't that what chopping wood and carrying water is all about? Just doing the next right thing. And so, I'm kind of OCD, or I don't know what the word would be. I guess after listening to the 4 types of people that we can be, I'm an upholder. So, I made my commitment to do the videos 3 times a week. I do a rabbit on the 1st. Sometimes I throw in bonus ones on Saturdays or other days. And it's just the commitment that I made. I also made the commitment to answer every single comment that I get, which can sometimes seem daunting. But then on a light day, when I don't get a lot of comments, it's like, oh, suddenly I feel like I have all this time. So I don't know about you, but I'm sure if you're an older person, you still have your health, you're finding your way with your food journey, and things are like stable in a time when stability wasn't always part of how you would describe yourself. I think it comes with making the commitment to yourself. Maybe you can for the first time. Maybe, every last cellar dweller that you gave birth to is out of the house. It's just you alone, or you and a spouse, or maybe you're a widow or a widower, and you can just take care of yourself. You can look in the mirror and you can say to yourself, you're the problem. Then you can look in the mirror again and you can say to yourself, you're the solution. So in other words, when you've lost all those obstacles and reasons and things that you used to blame for why you weighed what you did, or you ate what you did, or you did what you did, all gone, just you. Take a look in that mirror again and tell yourself you are the solution. And you need to keep yourself strong here, strong in your body, as strong as you can be, and get out there and chop your wood and carry your water. If that means carrying in a case of Garstoder, however you pronounce that water, that's what that means. If it's chopping wood, if that means coming in with enough meat for your week with burger and pork and beef selections, then you do that. If it means cleaning out all the freezer burned meat in your freezer and making the vow to never get like that again, where you buy all this expensive meat and then you don't take care of it and you have to throw it out. You're not going to do that anymore. We have to get to that place in taking care of ourselves. Now, if you're a carnivore like I am, you're not buying a lot of items. You might not even have dairy or eggs, but I do. So I still have dairy that I buy. I still have, eggs that I buy, and I still have my meat. And I kind of plan it out. I go to the butcher 2 times a week, on Fridays for the ground top sirloin for my burger night, which is Friday. And then I make little, if any extra from after I make those 2 10-ounce burgers, I like package little 4-ounce burgers and put them in the freezer, and they can accompany anything that isn't just enough, because I now know what enough is without necessarily weighing and measuring when I go to eat. And so then I go on Sunday, because that's the day that we do the big green egg, and I order, I get my steaks and sometimes some bone-in short ribs to do in the crock pot, things like that. The butcher doesn't have a huge selection, but I certainly can fulfill my ribeye needs, and I do. So, chopping wood and carrying water is more than the simplistic term that it is. And when you begin to do that in areas of your life, not just with your food and how you treat your food and how you eat your food and when you eat your food, it's more about all the other parts that fall in. And it is doing the next right thing. It is taking care not only of yourself, but your surroundings. And going carnivore and OMAD certainly gives me more time in my life to do those sort of things. It's like getting a box from Amazon with something in it like Epsom salts or cat food, and having that box. And so I look up at the book I have 2 libraries, one behind me and one here. There's the one behind me. And I can go through it, and I can make my donations to Salvation Army, free up some space. It feels good. I can do the same with a couple of green bags, go downstairs, and Greg built me a walk-in closet, and I can go through the racks of everything, or the shoes. I can look at this pair of shoes that I loved, and they made a snappy little outfit when I worked in office administration, but I'm not wearing it today doing Uber or Lyft. I'm usually wearing a very light top coat, like a cashmere sweater, and some snappy boots. I love my boots. And so, I can get rid of all those sort of things, because I don't think I'm going back into office administration anytime soon. And as a matron, it's matron top that says my town and that I'm a matron at the police department, pair of jeans, and once again, the snappy boots. And so that's as simplified as my freezer can be, right? And I'm just not, my shelves and pantry are the same thing. I can have 6 jars of ghee because they were on sale at Whole Foods, and that can be my pantry supply. I can have, my 20-pound bag of Epsom salts, free shipping from Amazon, and mix that with my Dr. Teal's for my bath. Very simple. Chop wood, carry water, keep it simple, KISS, remember? Keep it simple. And it's not keep it simple stupid, in my case. It's keep it simple Sarah. And it just all works for me. Same thing with my coffee. I've tweaked and I've varied, and I've gone through, times of like wanting something, not wanting something, tweaking it, getting rid of it. And I was able to give up sweet coffee a number of months ago. Totally freeing. Totally about time. About time. And I'm very, very happy for that. Now I don't have any sweet going on in my head. My brain's not being jolted by a taste of sweet in all of my coffees. Now other things taste sweet, like butter. like ghee. Um, if I had salmon or swordfish, I would think that probably would taste sweet compared to beef. I love savory, I love nothing more than like, um, a deep crock potted like roast, that's just falling off the bones, those short ribs with the bones, or chuck roast, or anything like that. And I love my steaks, close to as rare as it can be. And so I either go from all the way done, like a pot roast, to like the very, very rare. Um, and I love my Gerolsteiner water. I love my coffees. I put K2 unsweetened creamer in my coffee. And you have to be careful because they have at least four versions that are on the shelves all the time. Hazelnut, French vanilla, and sweet cream. And those are they have monk fruit added to them. So you have to make sure you get the unsweetened. It's a silver lettered carton. And so I have that in my coffee. I put a little ghee in my coffee. I put a little butter, don't you know, in my coffee. And it's very, very simple. It's chop wood, carry water, make sure you have ample supplies. And that's how I do it every day. No fuss, no muss. There's always something to eat. I saw a great video from a doctor being interviewed, and she was talking about histamines, how she suffers from them, and that after she cooks her meat, say she cooks up a batch or two of some sort of meat, she freezes it because it prohibits the histamine growth. And so I do that, like after cooking a bunch of ribeyes on the steak, on the big green egg on Sunday, I will cut the ribeyes in half and put in freezer bags in the freezer. So I can pull out a half of a ribeye to like go with a 2-egg omelet or something like that. It's done. It's been cooked. I just have to reheat in my cast iron pan. In a perfect world, it's in bacon grease. So that's how I do that whole thing. And so chopping wood and carrying water is it's a privilege, really, to be able to wake up at almost 70, 69 and a half, and be able to have the strength and energy and stamina to do chopping wood and carrying water. I love it. I want to keep it going. Longevity is important, and health is important, and energy is important. And as one person put in a video the other day, they said, I think it might have been on a Joe Rogan show or something, sleep is it. Sleep, if you don't get a good night's sleep, everything's just going to be a little off, just a wee bit off the next day. Maybe you don't even notice it that much. I do. I'm so used to a great, restful, restorative slumber that if it's not that way, then I feel it the next day. But it is what it is. It's life on life's terms, right? So this has been a bucket of wisdom that Sarah does in her daily life, and I hope it helps you as well. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you the next time. Bye-bye for now.